Hi, I'm Dan from Ozgel,
Hi, I'm Lo Guido from Lo Guido's Chop Shop.
and today we're chatting with Lo Guido from Lo Guido's Chop Shop. All right, so Lo Guido, thank you so much for joining us. To many of us in the gel blaster industry, you were considered to be one of the first major Australian influencers in the gel ball scene. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Um, yeah, well, when I started doing the whole YouTube thing, I was into gel blasters. I'd been into gel blasters for a little while, and I was trying to find the information that I needed to uh, upgrade my blasters and repair the broken parts and all that sort of thing. And I couldn't find anything at the time. I think there was one guy, got to give him props. There was one guy who was doing it, and I don't even know who he is, but his channel was called Gel Blaster Channel. And I think he might have even been. I don't know who. I still to this day don't know who it was, but that
I
was
know
the only
exactly
other
who that
channel I
is.
found on YouTube.
Yep,
Sorry?
that's Alex. Alex. So yeah, that was. I think he's the cousin of Morgan, who runs Gorilla Blasters. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah,
Well, that was the first Gel Blaster channel that I ever saw on YouTube, and couldn't find anything else. And so I started making my own videos and just trying to share any information that I found useful to myself uh, with everyone else.
fantastic. Well, mate, I've personally been watching your channel since the early days, and I found your guides to be extremely useful. And I do have a question regarding that, though. Have you ever found it challenging to remain objective when you're doing your review videos?
I mean, I always give my opinion, but at the same time, I generally pull stuff apart and try to show everyone exactly what is going on inside and why things are happening and why you should do this and why you shouldn't do that. And while I have my opinion, which might differ from other people's opinion, I've always tried to lay it out on the table so that people can make their own opinions on what they think. So I'm not trying to sway anybody one way or the other. I That's one of the reasons why I take everything apart and show people what's inside blasters, because a lot of the time you don't get to see that when you're just buying a blaster and using it. You don't really always get to see what's inside, whether the gears are made of nylon or metal. I mean, it's part of what I do is just to show everyone exactly what's going on inside so that people can make their own decisions. So I mean, I try to stay as objective as I can, but at the end of the day, I try to provide the information so people can make their own decisions.
Yeah, and that's appreciated by many in the community, I'm sure. And I mean, mate, to be honest, I tend to get quite nervous whenever we send Ozgel products down to you because I know that you'll generally just be honest, and and I'm sure it's the same for most retailers who send products down there. But I think that's a really good thing for you though, because so many are willing to send their stuff down to you. I think it reflects how much trust there is, not just from the community in general, but also us as retailers. So yeah, really, really cool. But look, Guido, we do have some viewer questions here, so I'm going to ask you a few of these while you're pulling apart a gearbox there. That's some
Yeah,
fantastic
I
multitasking.
just thought I'd do that because I mean that's kind of what people expect of me, right? Like,
Yeah, it's the hands.
like,
So yeah, that's cool.
here I am.
It's like, yeah, I'm speaking to the most beautiful set of hands in the industry. It's great. But look, first question I've got is from Natasha on Facebook, and she has asked, why do you hide your face?
I don't so much hide my face as much as I just don't feel the need to show it. I mean,
Yeah.
my face doesn't have much sway on what's going on inside the gel blaster, and I like to think that most people are watching my videos just to see what's going inside the gel blaster. I have had videos where my face is shown. There's several videos out there where my face is shown, but uh, it's just become a theme that I now just go with because people are used to seeing my hands, not my face.
Oh, it's so worth it, mate. I remember you did like a 10,000K subs celebration at one point where a bunch of retailers sent in a short clip to say congratulations to you. And, mate, I still remember at the very end of the video, like thinking, oh, are we actually going to see his face? And you sat down, we didn't see your bloody face. So,
You know, that video went a whole different way to
yeah.
what I had planned it. I had planned that I might have explained a little bit about myself and talked about who I am as a person, not as a tech or a guy who pulls apart blasters. And I had all these ideas that I was gonna, show people who I am and talk about myself. But the response that I got from the retailers and the videos that they sent me, it kind of blew me away, and I kind of wasn't expecting that response, and it changed the perspective of what I was actually going to do on that video, and it went from being a video where I was going to talk about myself to a video where I was just blown away by what other people were saying about me, and in the end, I just didn't have a response. I just didn't have anything to say. I was lost for words, and I basically just had to let people, yeah, just had to let it roll. It wasn't what I had expected from that video, and how it turned out how it was. What can I say?
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, well, we've got some more questions here. I've got another one here from Bradley Phillips, who is from Discord. He asked, from when you first started Gelball to now, what do you see as the most impactful thing that has changed?
The most impactful thing from when I started, uh, look, I'm probably the Gen 8 gearbox. I'm going to have to say,
Yep.
is the Gen 8 gearbox has made the biggest impact because the Gen 8 was the first gearbox that started using the interchangeable parts with the V2, the airsoft parts. So you could get your metal gears, and you could get your
I don't
cylinders
suppose you've got one of those
everything.
handy, do you?
A Gen 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I would.
Oh, that's cool.
Let me just grab it.
Okay.
I've got like an OG plastic.
Awesome.
Got this OG plastic Gen 8, and this is what they were. And see, this is obviously one of the newer War Interest V2s that I've got here on the bench, but I could just take those gears out of that War Interest V2 and drop them into this Gen 8, and they would actually work. And that was, one of the bearings on this old thing is gone, but yeah, that was basically the cool thing about it is all this stuff was more or less interchangeable. I mean, there were a few nuances with the nozzle, and like the Gen 8 stuff is still a little bit proprietary to Jinming, but the cylinders and the gears were interchangeable with what the other industries were doing in their V2, V3, other styles of gearbox. So all of a sudden we had these plastic toys that would break all the time that we could upgrade with proper parts.
And the switches. I remember the switches being an actual upgrade as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the Gen 8 would use a micro switch, whereas the V2 uses this trolley mechanism, which is cool in its own right, but it's got flaws as well. I mean, nothing's perfect yet. Nothing's being created perfect in terms of there is no perfect gearbox. Even some of the real good ones still have their little things that that could be improved on. But we're certainly making steps. Like what? Like just looking at this, and comparing it to, say, this, we've come a long way in a short time.
Absolutely. I mean, it's only been what 2.5 years officially, anyway.
Yeah, and I
We've
mean
been
it's even the last, I think the last year or 2 years has been leaps and bounds. Um, I mean, we've obviously seen the emergence of gas and HPA onto the scene as well. So, I mean, it's certainly come a long way. But this, while today may seem ancient and sort of, not very good or strong or reliable, this was a game changer in its day.
And there's still diehard fans of the Gen 8 gearbox as well. Like I know there's still even techs out there that still swear by
Oh
the Gen
yeah,
8 because it's like the old workhorse
just
that
works,
yeah,
yeah.
that's it. No, very, very cool. Well, another one here I've got for you from Aaron Roberts, who is from the Slop Raiders. He has asked, how did you become a sentient pair of hands?
Well, I mean, like I said, that's become part of my persona now. It wasn't intended that way, but it's just it's just happened. That's basically how I started making my videos, and like I said, I mean, I did make videos where my face was shown, and I think you might even still be able to dig back into the archives and find a few videos of me um, out there where I'm showing my face and other parts of my body other than my arms. But yeah, like it is just it's become part of my persona now. So yeah.
I actually do remember when you last visited southeast Queensland. I do remember that a lot of people out there were recognising you through your arms and your hands. Like they just recognised the look. And
People
I remember seeing
recognize the
that, yeah.
watch as well.
Oh, the
Like
watch
people
is
look
another
for the
one.
watch.
So you haven't
Yeah,
changed
so
that watch for a while?
I've had this watch for so long. This one here.
What's the
It's
story behind that?
become the story behind the watch. There's no real story, but I just liked it and I bought it, and I've had it for years and years. And people think it's like some flashy, fancy watch, but it's actually just a Rip Curl. Um, I
Oh,
don't know.
nice.
It's not like a Rolex or anything. Like it's just a watch that I like, but it is big and it is prominent. So a lot of people do talk about it. I mean, I think it was Cam
Yep.
was one of the first guys who started talking about my watch, and after he started talking about my watch, I sort of took that as I'm not very serious. People think I'm like a real serious guy, but I'm actually a bit of a joker, and I like to muck around. And once he made some comments about the watch, I had to take it to the next level then, and so now like whenever I do videos, I'll often just be changing, having different watch for each video, or I'll get a watch here or a watch there, and
Try and put people off a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, and just switch it up and see
And
who
that's not like
notices.
Cam to
And
try and stir the pot a little bit. But
yeah, well,
yeah. No,
yeah,
for those
easier
watching
to,
at home,
I think,
Cam is actually someone that Ozgel sponsors as well. So it's Kamikaze TV. So check out his channel if you haven't already. But yeah, good on him for stirring that one, and good on you for coming back with the multiple watches. It's a really good sort of counter troll, I guess.
yeah,
But hey,
a
look.
lot, and like a lot of, sorry.
No, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say a lot of people like I've actually got a bit of negative feedback about it as well. A lot of people think that I've got all these expensive watches or whatever, but yeah, they're not. They're just I don't I don't have any expensive watches. I have bought a lot of cheap watches that look expensive just for the troll factor.
Nice, love it. Well, hey, while we're on that topic of watches and arms and hands, we've got Dazza from Discord who has asked, what hand lotion do you use?
Obviously, it's the uh, gel ball gearbox grease is the hand lotion that I use most of. If there is any lotion that is covering my hands at any point in time, it's usually that.
Gel ballers everywhere are going to start using that as hand lotion now.
Yeah, yep. The gel ball grease. It's
It's the good stuff.
The lotion that is all over my hands always.
Amazing. All right. So I've got another question for you, mate. Gel ball or YouTube? Are they a full-time gig for you?
It is a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize how much work it is. But yeah, it just putting out the videos and keeping up to speed with what's going on in the industry and what's coming out, what's new, and all that sort of stuff. It's almost a full-time job. I mean, I do have a real job and a family and other things that I have to devote my time to, but the gel ball is definitely a massive amount of my time goes into it, and money as well. Time and money. I spend a lot of time and money on gel ball stuff, and regardless of how many gel blasters I buy, borrow, get, from people wanting me to do upgrades for them and stuff like that, and so like I still don't have enough of the content. Like people are constantly going, do a review on this video, on this blaster, do a video on that blaster, and I'm just like, I can't afford every single blaster.
Someone send some stuff to him for a change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do, like I've mentioned many times before, not every blaster that I review is my own. In fact, most of them are not. Most of them are blasters that I've either borrowed from someone to do a review, or blasters that I am upgrading for someone, and I'll do the video while I upgrade it, that sort of thing. So yeah, I do get a lot of content still that way, but I'd love to have every blaster. I just can't.
Fair enough, mate. Well, it's good that you're doing it the right way. I guess that really helps with your credibility as well when you're doing these reviews. Now, just starting to wrap up now, do you have any advice or words of wisdom for the gel ball community?
Do I have advice for the gel ball community? That's a good question. If all I can say is just, be real to one another, treat everyone in the community as a part of our community. There's a lot of like little beefs and politics and infighting within the community, and I think there shouldn't be a place for that. I think we need to unite together so that we can all fight the good fight and try and get an understanding throughout the wider community, not just the gel blast community, but the wider community, that this is a sport and this is a fun sport that everyone can participate in. Because I mean, if you walk to any average person on the street and say, hey, have you heard of paintball? They'll say, oh yeah, that's a good fun sport, or yeah, I've done it, or I've heard about it, and they all think it's a good fun sport. But if you talk about gel blasters, there always seems to be this negativity that comes up, and I think we need to push past that and show everyone what a good positive sport this can be.
Totally agree, mate. There's some wise words, and it's one of the things I've actually got to say to really support that statement as well. Is I've seen a lot of retailers especially in recent months, have started coming together and doing a lot of stuff together, which I think is absolutely amazing. They're retailers you wouldn't have previously expected would work together, and I think you're right. That's definitely the direction that our community should be taking. And it's good to see that those changes are actually happening now. So well done to you, the gel ball community. Now, Lo Guido, once again, thank you so much for your time today. Can you please let us know how people can find you on social media?
Yeah, all right. Well, I've got a Facebook page which is called Lo Guido's Chopters. It's titled that way because Facebook wouldn't let me change it to Lo Guido's Chop Shop. Uh, and obviously, Lo Guido's Chop Shop on the Tubes. And I do have a Facebook profile, Lo Guido, on Facebook as well. I'm on Discord, Gelsoft AU Discord. Yeah, there are many social medias and various ways to contact me, and I try my best, to answer every single one of you. I get a lot of messages and emails and whatnot. I try to respond to everyone, but there is a lot, and sometimes I can't. So I apologize if I can't get back to you, but I do try to respond to everyone that messages me.
And do you consider yourself to have the best channel on the tubes?
No, it's the second best.
Okay, cool. Well, we're not going to give anyone an explanation for that. We're just going to go with it. Well, look, thanks once again, Lo Guido. And guys, that's all we've got for you today. I'm Dan from Ozgel, and remember you can find us online at www.ozgel.com.au, right here on Facebook under Ozgel, same on YouTube, and also on Instagram at OzgelAmmo. All right, thanks guys. See ya.